Thank you, Toastmasters, for the nice introductions. Good afternoon, all. Thank you. When it comes to communication, you can split that into verbal communication and non-verbal communication. Any idea how much impact verbal communication will have on somebody as you speak? Any guess?
1/3. 1/3.
1/3.
30%.
30%. Anyone else?
20%.
20%. Anyone else?
10.
10.
10.
10. Okay, you are very close.
7.
7. That's the right answer. Research says, who said that? Yeah, thank you, Osh. Research says 7% of verbal communication, in the communication, 7% is attributed to verbal communication. 93% is for the non-verbal communication. When I say non-verbal communication, can you guess what are all the different aspects?
Body language.
Body language. Yeah, facial expressions comes under body language and vocal variety. Yeah, these are the two major categories. Now, even as a child, you all might have seen the first gesture a child starts using. Can you guess what it is? Smile is one facial expression. Gesture, that is a natural thing. But the first gesture that we all teach our kids, or they learn on their own, I don't know, Tata. The first thing they say is this. And before they can understand the verbal communication, they start reading the non-verbal communication, the body language, right? Facial expressions, all that. When my kids were very young, less than a year, I'll take my son and then say, "You devil, you devil." He will smile. The word is devil, but he will smile. I'll take my daughter and then say, "You are an angel." She will start crying. So, the verbal communication doesn't have any role there. Non-verbal communication plays a big impact on the kids also. As we grow up over time, slowly, we are all good in body language. Just it can be written, it's guaranteed. Only thing is, the moment we come to stage, we have other pressures. Oh, I may forget the script. What will the audience think about me? So many different things play, and in the process, we think body language is difficult. And to coordinate the verbal and non-verbal communication becomes a big challenge. Today, my attempt is to educate the basic things about body language. Now, raise your hand if anyone here is aspiring to be an actor. Okay. And raise your hand if you are aspiring to be the world champion of public speaking. This session is not for you. This session is for the basic, the people who want to reach maybe division level. Beyond that, I will not be able to give lots of tips because I have reached the district contest stage only once and I was not a podium finisher. And raise your hand if you want to be the motivational speaker. Wow. Again, this session is not for you. I try to teach whatever I know. With that, you can reach certain level. After that, you will develop on your own and then become a motivational speaker. Okay. So, all set, the context is set now. When it comes to body language, again, there are different aspects. One is the posture. the way you sit. Yeah, there are many ways of sitting. Some people will be sitting very casually. Some people will sit very confidently, especially if you are going for a discussion with your manager. Probably you will sit very close to the table if he has a table. Then you will be leaning towards him, trying to be very attentive to that person, right? Because he's the boss. From the boss side, the person will be sitting like this, with the legs crossed, commanding position, all that. I am talking about the traditional companies. In IT companies, it may be looking different. People will call the manager by first name, all that. Very casual, friendly relationship may be there between the employer and the employee, or the manager and the team. So posture is one thing. Then stance. Stance is the way you stand. Some people may be like this or like this. Sometimes they may do this. There are several nervousness related gestures. But then when you stand, maybe the shoulder length, that is what they say. Your feet should be apart by the shoulder length and chin should be up, and then you talk. That shows you are very confident. Yeah. For most of the speeches where it requires confidence, you can use that. The next one is about the position, where you are positioning yourself. Depending on your context, if your speech has some chronological order or different places, probably you may use different positions of the stage and then explain. That way, the audience will be able to relate to it. Then next thing is movement. Movement should be meaningful. If it is a very large stage, probably you can keep walking and talking. And once you come to that final position, stand there and then talk. Don't keep on walking all the time. When it comes to movements, some people have the habit of moving unnecessarily. They cannot stand straight and then talk. They will keep on moving like this, or they will keep moving like this. That should be avoided. You should make meaningful movements when it comes to the body language, posture, stance, position, and movements. The next set is called gestures. Gestures, there are 4 types of gestures. First one is called descriptive gestures. Second one is called emphatic gestures. Third one is representational gestures. And finally, what we have is prompting gestures. Okay, these are some kind of category. Okay, one kind of category of gestures. I want some. Okay, first let me start with descriptive gestures. Descriptive gestures, as the name suggests, you are describing some aspect. Anything that can be, for example, he's tall, she's short, her hair is long. I went there, my home is at a very long place, or I come from Coimbatore. Things like this, when you show with hand, you are describing something, that is called descriptive gestures. I want one volunteer to come here to say something. I will say something and that person has to act it out. Just a descriptive gesture. For you, I have something else. Vishnu, please come. Okay. Now, center. It's a very tall building. You have to say that and then show the action. It's a tall building.
It's a tall.
Oh, you don't have to show this. Oh, yeah, that's also. It's a tall. And it's a big tree.
It's a big.
Yeah. It's a long train.
It's a long tree.
Okay. Long, you can show like this or like this also. Long. Yeah. It was a long queue.
It was a long queue.
I traveled 1,000 kilometers to reach this place. It may be difficult. Okay, probably you can say something like long, 100,000 kilometers. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
The next one is emphatic gestures. In emphatic gestures, it's more about emotion, or in some places they say it's something to do with the culture. Some cultures, some gestures are universal in nature. For example, shaking hand with somebody. How well you shake. Whether the shaking, shake, it should be firm grip. That is what they say about the handshake. In fact, you might have seen in news channels when two political leaders meet and when they shake their hands, the camera will zoom into their hands, how they are shaking. So handshake is an important thing. And in every Toastmasters meeting, whenever somebody comes to the stage, they have to shake hand with the other person and leave. That is one protocol that we use in Toastmasters. So handshake is one emphatic gesture. And then in India, when we greet somebody, we say Vanakkam, Namaste, Namaskar, all this, right? That is one gesture. We are greeting others. In different cultures, it may be different. Maybe of course, in Japanese, they may be doing like this, right? These are emphatic gestures and emotional gestures. I feel for you. Maybe you keep the heart, you keep the hand in the heart and then say something. I believe in you. I have faith in myself. This is my core message. Things like that. When you want to say, you can use that. This is emphatic gestures. Then the third one is what? Do you remember? Representational gestures. Representational gestures are the actions that you do to denote some action. Now, this is where I want to invite Sini Kokila. Yeah. So, you are cooking, right? Now you are cooking, you have to describe that action. Okay, you can imagine whatever you want and then say, you have to say something and with the action. What you are cooking, you tell us first itself. Yeah.
Like the whole process.
Few lines, yeah, up to the green signal or something.
Yeah. So I will make dosa. I will come to dosa. So I'm taking the lighter. I'm turning on the stove, and I'm lighting it. I'm keeping the dosa tawa, and I'm getting some batter. I'll pour it. I'll just do the round, and I'm taking some ghee. I pour it, and I'm waiting some time for the dosa to get roast. So I'm taking that dosa just stick to make it the double side. I'm doing it like this, and I'm just off the stove, and I'm serving it to someone.
Now, let us say you are cutting vegetables. How will you show that?
I'm taking the cutter, the chopper, and I'm taking some knife. Imagine I'm cutting a carrot. I just peel it off. I'm placing it on the chopper pad, and just first I'll cut it on the the root will come so that side. I'm just cutting the carrot in a circle size, like the round size. So I'm slicing it like this.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Representational gestures are mostly like showing some action. Whatever she showed, some actions you say. For example, if the tire of the car goes flat, then you are going and using a jockey to that. Put that there, remove the one and then fill the air and then put it back. All that. Representational gestures are all about that. Then finally, the prompting gestures. Prompting gestures is when you want the audience to repeat what you are, or they are they are asked to do something. For example, when I say raise your hand, when I say raise your hand, I also raise my hand so that I am leading. Yeah. Raise your hand if you want to be a good speaker. Yeah. Like this. Now, another thing is, let's clap for Vishnu and Simi. The speaker leads the action. That is a prompting gesture. So these are 4 different types of gestures. I have shared the world champion of public speaking 2018, Ramano J. Smith's video in both our members group as well as the guest group. You can go through that and learn more about it. And if you go through the YouTube, there are so many videos that talk about gestures, body language, facial expressions, all that. Now, let's go to the facial expressions. How many in India we say Navarasa, 9 rasas, 9 expressions. In West, they talk about 6 if I remember right. Can you say which are the topmost rasas we use? Emotions, expressions. Happy, anger, sad, worry, sad, yeah. Then frustrated.
Sir, he's saying very important.
Romantic. Okay. I'm 62. Someone at 42. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. And sometimes contempt,
Scared.
shame, scared, yeah, fear, all that. These are all the different expressions that you can use in your speech. Only thing is, the speech and your facial expressions should coordinate very well so that it will have a good impact. Otherwise, if they don't coordinate, it may look like a comedy, right? In contest speeches and even in normal speeches, if you want to elevate your speech or enhance your speech, we ask everyone to use body language, which also has so many variants of that. Facial expressions will be very important. To demonstrate some facial expressions, I would like to invite the district ISC contest runner-up, Toastmaster division. Oh, sorry, division ISC International Speech Contest runner-up, Toastmaster Tejasvi. The situation is like this. In area contest, you are expecting to be the winner. There, you are not even a podium finisher. How will you react? You are explaining that to somebody.
Not even a podium finisher.
Yeah. You were expecting to be the winner, but you were not even in the top 3.
I don't understand how this can happen. I thought I'd be the winner today, but the voting judges who came, I don't know, I think the chief judge today she did not do the right decision by bringing these voting judges.
No, actually, you are smiling a little. Okay. Now you really get into that act. That day, the way you felt, that you have to bring it today. Not you are smiling.
Sir, I'm naturally smiling.
Naturally smiling. Right. Okay, that's one other keyword we'll talk about. Now, in the division level, you have won the 2nd place. Now, how will you react? You are happy.
Happy.
Now you can.
This is actually sad for me.
You didn't become the winner. That's okay because the winner is really a winner. Now you got the 2nd place. That is what you could get. Still, had you not come in the 3rd place, 2nd place, 3rd place, you would have been.
Opposite, sir.
Yeah.
One is happy, this is happy.
Okay.
Okay, what?
Now you are on cloud 9. You got the yeah.
Yeah, I'm so happy. I won the 2nd place in division, but you know how much I prepared for it.
Actually, Toastmaster Tejasvi, when she goes on the stage, she is a different person. Probably she's not able to act it out today, but when she was on the division stage delivering her international speech contest speech, the whole auditorium was silent. They were appreciating the way she was running around the stage with lots of expressions. Like she was talking like a kid, asking, pleading her mother to buy an aeroplane and it gets broken, all that. I'm sharing the story with the people, so hopefully it is not confidential and you are not planning to reuse the story. Okay. So it was very, very impressive. Well, these are all about facial expressions. They say there are 42 muscles in our face. We can use them to our advantage by smiling. Smiling is always the best one. The moment you go onto the stage, look at the audience, smile, people will be very happy. Then you also get some confidence. And if you are sad, normally when you are sad, the same thing, if you are naturally able to bring that here, the only difference is that in our real situation also, we feel happiness, sadness, anger, contempt, shame, all that. But when it comes to stage, probably you are not able to reproduce that. That is how that you have to start somewhere in your regular club meeting speeches. Start incorporating slowly. In level 1, project 3, we have something called understanding vocal variety and body language. If you go through the learning material, there are some videos which you can watch. Also, watch the champions speeches. Go to Toastmasters International YouTube channel, subscribe to it. There are past world champion of public speaking speeches there. One of them I shared in our club group. If you see that, you will feel, oh, I can't do that. That is okay. But by seeing that, you will get to know what can be the variant, the levels to which one can take the facial expressions. Ramona J. Smith, the way she was doing, I feel if I have to deliver something like that, I have to go for acting class, boxing class, all that. She does like this. Somebody is hitting, life is hitting. I mean, there are several things you can do. If you want to say you have achieved something, you can show something like this, or you can say something like this. All these things will add spice to your speech. Otherwise, people will lose interest. The attention level of any audience member is very short. Immediately, if you lose the audience, immediately they will take the phone and start looking up for WhatsApp images, messages which may not be important at all, just to show that they are not interested. Another thing is, they will start getting bored. Yeah, this is one way to show. Actually, I am showing this. Can you all do this? This is not because of my speech. It's a learning session. Actually, you wanted to do that, but unfortunately, you felt very, what will others think? You were controlling it. I wanted you to let out that emotion. Okay. Finally, as I said, see to it you don't overact. If they give 100 rupees for acting, don't act for 1,000 rupees. Yeah. If the script requires, do that action. And if it comes to you naturally, do it. Sometimes it's okay to go out of your comfort zone and try it out, because you don't have to say that, okay, this is what I can do. You can give it a try, slowly improve. But don't think you can become a master of body language overnight. It depends on your individual capability. Everyone has a different level of the base. From there, how fast they can go to a certain level, it depends on the individuals. But keep trying, you will get it. If you all can use your body language well, you will be able to communicate well, and you will be able to keep the audience hooked to you. Wish you all happy speaking. Thank you. Back to you.